that stepping stone with my new best friend, that one
Yes.
helps so much, even in these situations,
There you go.
because it allowed me to be.
Hello, Harriet.
What I realized is that my issue is completely different than Swasti's. On the childhood thing, the first thing that came into my mind was that the boys were allowed to do the lawn mowing, and they learned first how to use like a circular saw and stuff like that. And the girls didn't. However, that changed after a while. Even my brother now knows how to put a zipper into pants, and he knows how to knit. And my dad taught us girls how to use the heavy machines. So that really heavy machines, those circular saws and drills and stuff. So that changed. However, what I noticed is when Swasti was saying talking to men now, and I don't know, I haven't done it in a long time. I mean, I do talk to them, but it's a different situation now. But it's like when I like a man, I think that's when I can't be myself. If it's a friend, if it's just a good friend, I mean, there are probably certain things that I wouldn't talk to a man about, but I would talk to my best friend, and I think that's totally normal. But I would behave differently. And it doesn't have anything to do with knowledge or being more knowledgeable or more successful or anything. It has to do with they have to be a certain way so he likes me.
Yes.
And that is from childhood. My mom always said, make sure you find a man who loves you more than you love him.
Yeah.
So there's I'm not quite sure what is going on there.
Yeah, so there's some pressure there. But also, I mean,
No pressure at all.
of course, bearing in mind that it is also very natural when we are attracted to someone or when we particularly like someone, we are automatically going to try harder. That's a normal,
Yes.
that's normal, that's
Yes.
natural. And that also, reduces as we become more comfortable with the person. So I don't think that's program. But as you say about your mum saying that you need to find a man that loves you more than you love them, whether that needs changing or not is going to, or how much of an impact that has is going to depend on how you felt when she used to say that. What was your experience of it?
I think I thought that might have been right for her. Funny thing is, now that I think about it, that situation makes it easier for me to break up with him. Because as soon
Mm-hmm.
as it was always it went deeper when I was
Mm-hmm.
younger, teenager and stuff, I broke up with him.
Mm.
That was getting too close. So I think we're going into a deep hole that we might need to move to next Wednesday. Wow, interesting.
So how
Yeah,
does
there
that,
is something with relationships.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So as you think about now speaking with a man that you like, for example, how do you feel at the thought of it? So let's say you're going to meet up with someone this evening. What thoughts are there? How would you feel?
It depends on how much I like him.
Okay, let's say you really like him.
Scary.
Scary.
Scary for the
Uh-huh.
first, I would say maybe 30 minutes, and then
Mhm.
I'm settled, and then it's good.
Okay, good. So that's a good start. So let's say now you're thinking of being there, but you're going to fast forward those first 30 minutes. How would you feel?
Comfortable.
Good.
And you know what? That stepping stone with my new best friend, that one
Yes.
helps so much, even in these
Mhm.
situations,
There you go.
because it allowed me to be who I wanted to be. And it still does. So when I think about something, I always have in the background, no, but you're allowed to be who you are. And
Very
that
good.
helps so much.
That's fantastic, Harriet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really foundational piece right there.
Yeah.
First of all, let's do this. I want you to imagine your mum, instead of saying to you, you need to find a man who loves you more than you love him. I want you to imagine her saying to you what you just said to yourself. You're allowed to be yourself, who you really are.
It's interesting. On one hand, I'm totally seeing her saying that. Now I'm confused. Now I lost it all.
That's all right.
But it's a stubbornness behind her, behind that saying.
Okay.
There's a stubbornness in her that you can be who you want to be. That is who you are. That's totally fine. Don't ever let a man get the best of you. It's kind of like always a payback thing there. And I understand that there was a lot going on in the war. And so I get that part.
Okay. So it sounds
There's
like,
something that rubbed over.
yeah, it sounds like her childhood needs changing. Her
Yes.
experiences need changing.
It's,
Okay. So
it's not so much her
generation.
childhood, it's the wartime.
Mm-hmm.
Wartime
So
needs to change.
definitely do some generational
Yeah,
changes
yeah,
there.
yeah.
And yes, the wartime, but her experience of the wartime will be determined by her childhood.
That is very true. Yes.
How each person experiences big events, dramatic and traumatic events like that,
Yeah,
will be different depending on
yeah.
what their childhood was like.
And it's very interesting that I worked on something like that with Steve already, but probably a different angle is coming up again. Yes.
Yes, yes,
Oh, that's interesting. Yes.
very good.
Oof. Oh,
So
that all comes up.
yes. So do that first and
Yeah,
change the war. So it wasn't a war, it
yeah,
was this massive
yeah,
celebration of some kind, right? So you
yeah,
want to end up with it was an amazing time for everybody. And
yeah,
so you've got that
yeah,
heightened, you still got that heightened emotion, but it's a good emotion, excitement
yeah,
and
yeah,
celebration
yeah,
rather than, and then go to the rest of it and then
yeah,
imagine now how do
yeah,
I feel if I was to go and speak with a man that I really like,
yeah,
and what you're aiming to end up with is that it's okay to be a little nervous, when you're meeting new people and that kind of thing. That's normal. But what you want overriding that is excitement and looking forward. So that
yeah,
if you were
yeah,
going to meet up with someone you really like this evening, that you have that feeling of, "Oh, yay, it's exciting."
yeah. You know what I just noticed is when you said the war didn't exist, it was a total celebration. It was like, oh yeah, we are allowed to change it
Yes.
completely. I was ready to change my reaction to it, but the war was still
Hmm.
there. But now you're
Hmm.
allowing me to change that, the whole
That's
thing.
right. Yep. There's
And
no
I
reason to
think I
keep
tend to
any
forget
hate.
about that
Yes.
you're allowed to change everything.
That's right, because the unconscious part of your brain has no idea that it's
Yeah.
not true. That's
Oh,
it.
very
And now
good.
you may want to
Oh,
change pieces before you change the whole thing in case there's stepping stones that are needed. And that's
yes,
okay. But the end
yes,
result is it was something
yes.
completely, yeah, very
Yeah,
good.
perfect. Oh, good, good. Yes. Thank you.
Good job, Harriet. You're very welcome. Good job.